Hey, so you heard it right. Yeah, I know my hair is a mess, by the way. My bad. I'm getting ready for work. But Trump has officially decided to put off the tariffs for about 90 days. Well, besides on China at least. But it seems that we kind of came to the same conclusion as to why Trump is doing tariffs on this channel. My name is Roman, aka YoungBizWhiz, and let me talk to you about the whole Trump tariff situation. So right before work, I noticed that Trump has decided to pull off 90 days of trading.
Hours after President Trump's sweeping reciprocal tariffs went into effect, the president announced on social media a 90-day pause for trade partners except China. Stocks surged with the news even as the president hiked tariffs on Chinese imports, pushing them to 125% after Beijing raised its retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%. The president said he authorized the pause and moved tariffs back to an across-the-board 10%, after hearing from more than 75 countries who want to negotiate trade deals.
Hours after Donald Trump's tariffs took effect on nearly every country on the planet, even islands populated only by penguins. At midnight, Donald Trump did a near total 180 just over 13 hours after that, announcing this afternoon that he's implementing a 90-day freeze on the so-called reciprocal tariffs, leaving only a baseline 10% tariff in place.
Or tariffs on 90 days besides on China, because countries are starting to come to the table. Coming to the table means they want to talk about a deal with the tariffs on one another. And if you don't know, in general, it seems that America doesn't have such good trade equity, with us importing about 1 trillion less as we get from exporting into our country. Therefore, we are really a consumer-based country, and it seems that people haven't been very stringent on the trade tariffs in our nation. So Trump is now laying his foot down, saying that if we want to stop losing to our 30 trillion deficit that we have in America, that we need to put our foot down on some things, and this trade thing might be able to help it. And so with all the tariffs that have been happening recently on China, Canada, Mexico, the EU, he's really shocked the world with how many tariffs he's actually put up there. Some people aren't surprised. Some people are calling for impeachment. But in general, it seems that it has worked in a sense where people want to come to the table, which means people want to have mutual agreement. And so with countries such as Vietnam, Malaysia coming to the table,
Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh chaired a meeting with ministries and sectors on late April 7th to discuss the development of balanced and sustainable trade with the U.S. The event took place shortly after his conference with Vietnam's overseas representative agencies the same day to seek proactive adaptation to the new situation of international trade. It was the government's third meeting on trade with the U.S. in the wake of President Donald Trump's announcement of the new tariff policy. Prime Minister Chinh requested relevant ministries, sectors, and agencies to quickly complete materials to serve a working delegation led by Deputy Prime Minister Hor Duc Phoc, who will come to the U.S. to discuss the development of balanced and sustainable bilateral trade. He asked the delegation to propose the U.S. consider postponing the imposition of the new tariff policy for at least 45 days so that the two sides have more time to discuss and prepare for status transition. Negotiators should keep working with the U.S. to promote balanced and sustainable trade that benefits both sides, he said. He also demanded ministries, sectors, and localities continue considering the importation of more commodities matching the U.S. strength and Vietnam's demand, including speeding up the delivery of Boeing aircraft to Vietnam Airlines and push ahead with the settlement of problems facing U.S. enterprises. They were also told to properly deal with the monetary policy-related issues in accordance with Vietnamese law and international practices, ensuring stable interest rates and balanced exchange rates suitable for the Vietnamese economy.
And probably much, much more coming down the line. It seems that we have finally seen what actually he was trying to do. People were just assuming that he was just going to tariff everyone, and I'm going to be honest, just tariffing anyone and everyone wasn't going to make a lot of friends. And I don't think America is powerful enough to just tariff everyone and just get away with it with no repercussions. But it seems that there was a plan in mind, and this is what it was. What do you guys think? Do you think that Trump is actually going to seem a little bit more reasonable now? Do you think he's crazy? No countries are going to come besides the few that I already have. Let me know what you think about the whole tariff situation in the comments below. My name is Roman, aka YoungBizWhiz. Have an awesome day. Take care. Peace.